Immediately, you could just tell there was love here, there was joy here, there was energy here.
Hope is the place where you can go where there's no judgment, where you can come to explore the bigger things in life.
When I came here, I could feel God's presence, I could feel God's guidance.
You never leave this building or any of the places that we've worshiped without knowing Jesus better and without praising his name. And so that goes back to the very beginning. Even in an office building with metal chairs where there was hardly anybody there.
Walked in the door and there was 8 of us sitting in there.
We started out as kind of a little neighborhood church.
Everybody knew everybody, and we knew if there was a visitor.
Not long after that, we moved to Living History Farms, to the Church of the Land there. Then at Living History Farms, the growth started to multiply.
When we moved into the Ashworth building, the building wasn't completely done. And we actually had a service that was so cold.
In April of '96, we walked in that week and they were talking about this new wing that they had.
As soon as we had it built, we were out of space. We've just continued to grow, and it's phenomenal.
It was a welcoming spirit, and I guess I just kept coming back.
Pretty soon, that got full.
And then that's not big enough, so we have to build out here. People just kept coming. There was just an awareness really early on that there's something up here.
We were all the way in the back, even though they had just done the expansion and we were already bursting at the seams.
We visited lots of Lutheran churches in central Iowa, sort of looked at each other and like, that's pretty good, maybe we'll come back here next week. And that was in 2006 and we've never stopped attending.
I was in India, but I used to watch services online.
When I came here, I just felt like it just became home. The next week, I email like 20 people and I say, I want to play there. What do I do?
When we started dating, he invited me to come to Hope, and I just immediately fell in love.
There's always something going on at Hope, which makes it very easy to then invite people to come.
And I'm really glad that you're here. Come on in, take a look around. You never know what you'll find.
If we start to become a body of just mature believers, that says to me that there aren't brand new Christians here, and that somehow we've stopped bringing people in.
I joined staff in 1999 when we were still meeting down the street, and Pastor Mike and I one day walked over to this property with the plans for the building, and I remember asking him, why are we building this with a concrete parking lot all the way around the building? He said, because at some point we're going to be forced to think missionally, to think out. We hadn't even broken ground yet.
I started coming here when I was in high school 10 or so years ago, and you know, it was overwhelming at first. It's a really big place, but since we've gotten involved with Alpha and Revive and those type of programs, it's kind of gotten smaller.
But by getting involved into like the small groups, it makes it feel like you're home and your family.
So like when I came to Hope, that was when things started to change in my heart. That was when things started to make sense as far as why I'm here on this earth. Hope was what kept me going. It became more real, and I started to realize that Jesus was the reason for my second life, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never looked back.
I have a daughter who's special needs. I had been coming to MOPS here at Hope. The women in that MOPS group they just rallied around me. I would not have been able to get through that year without the women.
We get to have front row seats to see God work his miracles.
As parents, we also feel blessed to see our children being raised in a place like Hope.
One of my first VBSs, I remember Pastor Mike going up on a lift with a squirt gun and squirting all the kids while they're having a blast singing out for Jesus, and I thought, this is a different kind of VBS.
They put themselves in the silliest positions to win the hearts of the kids, and my kids love it.
These kids they're fired up for Jesus.
When I think about what's been happening here for the past 30 years and what's going to happen to the next generation, God is really good.
And when you think about a generation, you don't think in 1, 2, 3 years, you think
beyond that, you think 10, 20 years from now. You know, Hope Worship was a dream for many years.
And to see God being faithful with that, it was just, we did not know what was going to happen.
Anything that came up or any idea was like, well, does this further the mission of Jesus Christ? And if the answer was yes, we probably would do it.
I put my trust in your faithfulness. My eyes on you, and trust in your promises, abiding in you. Despite what the process is, lean into Lord, you are faithful. You are good.
Hope is a vibe, you know what I mean? This is going to be a place where people come to find refuge, people come to find answers. Hope is going to be something that broadens out to the community at large. We're going to be getting after it. We're going to be getting some hearts that have not yet found the Lord, and we're going to show them the Lord.
When we can make a space that makes people go, huh, I didn't know that I needed this, but I do need it. It can really change the way that they feel. I think there's a lot of people that maybe have been hurt by churches or are bored with churches, and they come to Hope and it just feels different.
It's been an incredible journey of growth that God is bringing more and more people into this congregation.
God is building His church through us, and it is so good
to be able to do church together with each and every one of you.